There is a quiet kind of wealth growing in gardens all across the world, and most people walk right past it every single day. Healing herbs, the very same plants that have soothed and strengthened humankind for thousands of years, are also among the most profitable crops a small grower can raise. They are easy to grow, they take up very little space, and the products you can make from them sell for prices that would surprise you. A handful of clever herb growers have turned a simple backyard plot into a real and rewarding income. Today, I am going to show you 7 herbs that can do exactly that. Now let me be honest with you right from the start, the way a good friend would, because you deserve the truth and not a fantasy. No herb is going to make you a fortune overnight, and anyone who promises that is not being straight with you. Real income from herbs takes work, learning, and patience, and nothing in this video is financial advice. But here is what is genuinely true. The money in herbs is not just in the plant itself, it is in what you make from it. The teas, the salves, the oils, the tinctures, and those finished products can sell at a wonderful markup. So settle in, and let me walk you through 7 herbs worth growing. We begin with lavender, perhaps the queen of profitable herbs. It is hardy, beautiful, and wonderfully versatile, and that versatility is exactly where the money lives. A single field of lavender can be turned into dried bundles, fragrant essential oil, soaps, sachets, candles, and even culinary products, each one selling for far more than the raw flower alone. Lavender farms have also become beloved destinations, earning income from visitors, weddings, and photographs. For a grower with a sunny plot and a creative spirit, this single purple flower can bloom into an entire thriving business. The plants themselves are tough and drought-tolerant once established, often living for many years, which means you plant once and harvest season after season after season, your costs shrinking as your skill and your customer base grow. The second herb is basil, the fast-growing favorite that restaurants and markets cannot seem to get enough of. Fresh culinary herbs command surprisingly high prices for the tiny amount of space and time they require, and basil grows quickly and generously, ready to harvest again and again through the season. Chefs prize fresh, fragrant basil, and a small greenhouse or garden bed can supply local restaurants and farmers markets all summer long. Of all the herbs on this list, basil offers some of the quickest turnaround from seed to sale. Third, we have echinacea, the purple coneflower, a plant that is both a stunning garden flower and a sought-after medicinal herb. Echinacea is one of the most popular herbal remedies in the world, especially as the cold season approaches and the demand for it is steady and strong. Growers can sell the dried roots, leaves, and flowers, or better yet, turn them into tinctures and capsules that fetch a far higher price. Beautiful in the garden and valuable in the bottle, echinacea is a wonderful example of a plant that pays you twice. The fourth is chamomile, those small, cheerful, daisy-like flowers that brew into one of the most beloved teas on earth. Chamomile is easy to grow and generous in its blooming, and dried chamomile flowers sell well, especially the high-quality organic kind. The real value comes from packaging it beautifully as a calming tea, or infusing it into oils and salves for the skin. A charming jar of homegrown chamomile tea, well presented, can sell for many times the cost of growing it, which is the heart of the herb business. Number 5 is lemon balm, a vigorous, lemony-scented member of the mint family that practically grows itself. Long treasured for its calming and uplifting qualities, lemon balm is in real demand for teas, tinctures, and skin products. Because it grows so easily and abundantly, it offers a wonderful return for very little effort, which makes it a favorite of herb growers everywhere. A single plant can be harvested again and again and turned into soothing products that customers happily come back for. The sixth is holy basil, known as tulsi, the sacred herb of India revered for thousands of years as a plant of well-being and calm. As more and more people discover adaptogenic herbs and natural ways to handle stress, the demand for tulsi has grown beautifully. It grows much like ordinary basil but carries a far more treasured reputation, and dried tulsi sells well as a premium tea, while tinctures and blends fetch even more. For the grower looking to stand out with something special, holy basil is a fragrant and increasingly valuable choice. And finally, the seventh, peppermint, one of the most useful and reliable herbs you can grow. Peppermint is famously vigorous, spreading happily and producing an abundant harvest with very little care. Its uses are nearly endless, from teas and extracts to oils, soaps, and balms, and the market for all of them is steady and dependable. Because it grows so freely, peppermint offers one of the best returns for the beginning herb grower, a generous and forgiving plant that turns a little effort into a great deal of fragrant, sellable product. One word of wisdom, though, mint spreads so eagerly that it is best grown in containers or beds with a firm border, or it will happily take over your whole garden, which is a lesson nearly every herb grower learns at least once. Now let me speak for a moment to those of you who are not dreaming of a great fortune, but simply of a little extra income and a more meaningful way to spend your days. Maybe you are nearing retirement, or longing to step back from work that wears you down, or hoping to turn a beloved hobby into something that finally pays for itself. I understand that dream completely, and I want you to know that you do not need much to begin, just a sunny patch of ground, a few packets of seeds, and a willingness to learn. Many wonderful herb businesses started with a single garden bed and a kitchen table covered in jars, with someone who simply decided to try. The ones who succeed are simply the ones who begin, who learn a little more each season, and who keep going long after the first rush of excitement has faded into steady, satisfying work. But honesty requires that I say this plainly. Growing and selling herbal products is a real business with real rules, real costs, and no guarantees, and nothing here is financial advice. If you plan to sell anything meant to be eaten or applied to the skin, there are often important health and labeling regulations you must follow, so please research the rules in your area carefully before you sell a single jar. Start small, learn your craft, understand your local market, and treat it as the genuine venture it is. Do that, and your chances of success grow enormously. The growers who last are the ones who treat it with respect from the very first day, learning the rules, starting small, and building slowly on a foundation that will hold. So the next time you brush past a fragrant herb in the garden, or you catch the scent of lavender or mint on the breeze, try to see it with new eyes, not just as a pretty plant, but as real possibility. There is a deep satisfaction in this kind of work that an ordinary paycheck rarely gives, the joy of growing something with your own hands and watching others treasure what you have made. These healing herbs have brought both health and livelihood to people for thousands of years, and that knowledge was never truly lost, only forgotten in a world that assumes income must come from somewhere far away, from a screen or an office rather than from good soil. It might be growing right outside your door. Plant a few, learn them well, start smaller than you think you should, and stay with me, because the old garden still holds real opportunity for those willing to tend it.